Yeah, this is such an exciting event. I was one of the few coaches here that is fortunate enough to be able to play in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and to see where it's at now is really amazing. Our conference has numerous kids right now that are playing in the NFL camps, and what it really shows is the quality of our conference, and it also shows that every week you got to be ready to play because every team has a guy. And you got to be able to prepare to, to either stop that guy or be able to take advantage of that guy. And this event's really neat, and I'm glad that our school and our players get to be a part of it. In the last 4 years, we went 9-2, 8-3, 8-3, and then we had our 5-6 season last year. And ultimately, when we meet as a staff, we what's the biggest difference? And there's a lot of factors, but ultimately, those things are what happened in the past, and we got to focus on what's coming next. And really, one of the things we found from last year was we ended up getting into a little bit of an injury problem, and what that injury problem did is we ended up putting freshmen out on the football field. And when you're in the fall, when you're playing freshmen, it makes you as a coach sometimes pull your hair out. But when you're in the spring, those kids have gained those valuable experience. They gained that valuable game experience, and they handle themselves different. They have more confidence. And going into spring, it really just became building on our leadership. And the veterans that we have, get them to be better leaders. Our young guys to understand what it's about to be part of our program, to understand what it means to be an Eagle. And then ultimately, don't just talk about it, we got to do it. And ultimately, when you look at our program, I think one of the things that's always our program is known for is our toughness and our physicalness. And ultimately, that's what we really put a stress on in the spring, was becoming that, building upon that. And then we got once August 10th come, the guys report, we then continue to build upon that. I think that on both sides of the ball, it always starts up front. And our D-line, we're returning all of our defensive linemen from last year. We brought Collin with us. Collin, was a first-team All-RMAC player at outside linebacker, which really could be like a rush end on our defense. And I think he led the conference in sacks. I actually think he was second in sacks. And tackle for loss, he was right up there. He's a guy that we need to have. He needs to have a big season, and and he needs to be one of those guys that plays like we think he can, the way he expects to play, and build upon what he did last year. And also we have, I think there's two seniors returning on the defensive line, and then we have numerous juniors, and those guys are all excited about the season and ready to get things going. Our linebacking core, we graduated all of our starters from that position last year. However, we're bringing back another senior. His name's Cortland Joshua. He had a knee injury the previous spring, so he ended up missing last fall. But we're returning him, and he's got a lot of game experience. He did not redshirt for us 4 years ago when he came in, so we ended up redshirting him last year. And he's a guy that we're going to lean upon as a leader, and also as a guy that to get those other guys right in that linebacker position. And then our secondary, I think this could be also one of our strengths of our team too. We have a lot of guys returning. Majority of our guys returning in that segment. I think we got a lot of talent there, a lot of speed there. And when you look at our conference, we have a ton of great wide receivers, and when you look at it, and great quarterbacks, and you got to be talented in that secondary. And I think that we have the right tools there.
Yeah, when I first came here, 18 years old, 145, 150 pounds, I was just really excited that Chadron State gave me the opportunity to play for them. And, I've matured a lot since my freshman year. And, at first when I came up there, it's a small town. Like Coach said, rolling hills, grass, farms and stuff. I'm not used to that back home. So it was a big culture shock, but it really humbles you, not as a football player, but just as a person, as a man. It's a place where you can really focus on self-improvement there, and it's such a small town. Anyone will go out of their way to help one another. In California, some people don't have time to take it out of their day. Busy, traffic, all that type of stuff. Out there, it's a completely different. And it grows on you, and you learn to take that in as well. And I think Chadron is an awesome place to be. I don't regret it at all. It's been a couple years since we've got to play open at home. Open in front of our fan base, our families. Where we're most comfortable at. Last year we had to travel to Missouri twice in a row. And this year, being able to open it at home, it really, you know, you get motivated another way. You know, like you got to come out strong. You don't ever, no team wants to start off their season, you know, with a loss, especially at home in front of their friends, families, peers. You know, so being able to have the opportunity to start at home next year is huge for us. You know, we want to protect the Rock. We don't have the best field or nothing like that. It's a small town, but you know, it's our field. You know, that's how we feel. So any team that comes to our turf, you know, we're going to fight for it. You know, that's our place. And it was touched on earlier, you know, we aren't happy with 5-6 at all. No one on the team will say 5-6, we did decent. Like, no, we're all almost embarrassed about it. You know, 5-6 is not what Chadron State does. So the opportunity to come out fresh and at home, you know, it motivates us to another level. We have, you know, when we're asking teams about who should we look for, you know, who should we have our eyes on going into season? I honestly don't know if I'd be able to answer that question. I would say the entire defense, watch our defense play. Same goes for offense. I mean, we have players all over the field. A lot of players are back working hard, are working extremely hard for this season, you know. And like I said, 5-6 is not what Chadron does. So that motivates us even more. You know, we need to put, you know, we're representing past players, alumni, boosters, the town of Chadron. You know, we can't, 5-6 is not what we're content with. So, you know, bringing out the best of us this spring, we worked really hard. Like I said before, everyone was taking on leadership roles. You know, we preached it to everybody. You know, we want everyone to be comfortable with, you can call out, as a freshman, you call out a senior. If you see him do something wrong, get on him. You know, we need to do things right. We need to get back on track. And, you know, this year will be different. This year we're going to come out swinging.
Oh, yeah, there's a few things we say at Chadron. It's Chadron, we win here. It's what we do. It's what our school's about. That's why I went there. It's not any sort of losing atmosphere. It's you win at Chadron and you're the toughest people on the field. You're going to find a way to win. It doesn't matter. You had a bad year, yeah, whatever. You come out and you're doing it this year. Well, as a person last year, I messed up entirely too much. And you got to forget the mistakes and move past them. But you still also have to have that fire and let it drive you. I know myself personally, I also had a plateau in the middle of the season. I wasn't producing as well as I should, and that needs to change. I need to be a factor in every game. I'm gonna make your quarterback cry. That's what I want to do. Oh yeah, well it takes everyone on the team to really make it successful. You know, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So as leaders, you got to get some of those freshmen who kind of get in a freshman mode to keep going, and you yourself have to find it. And you just have to find the drive to keep going when things get hot, things get tired. You've been messing up in practice. You got to put that behind you, and you just got to go. Oh, absolutely. Me and Tyler Keese live together, and I know we get together a lot and just have some really good just anger sessions. We're ready to go, man. It's I don't know. I'm mad about last season, and that's what I've been brewing on all summer.